This week on Taking the Weird Out of Woo, we're exploring how to reverse chronic illness and autoimmune disorders by reconnecting with our body's natural intelligence, our primal trust. At its core, woo is about learning to trust your intuition, trust your journey, maybe even trust your pain. And Primal Trust, created by Dr. Cathleen King, helps people do exactly that. This groundbreaking program is helping thousands reclaim their vitality, restore their well-being, and experience true healing beyond chronic illness. Joining us this week is Lorie Midgley, who has spent the past decade battling more diagnoses than she can count. Together, we'll uncover what it really takes to move from fear to safety, from survival to freedom, and from hopelessness to a renewed sense of life. This show really hits home. It actually makes me almost a little bit emotional, because for 10 years I was fighting a battle against my body. You know, I've always had this like type A personality, get it done, solve it, fix it, make it happen. And that was good in a lot of cases, but when it came to my own health, I was trying everything to make it go away, to make it stop, to solve it, to fix my body. Like I was waging a war. And according to Dr. Cathleen King, that's exactly the behavior that exacerbates chronic illness and autoimmune disorders. And in fact, I'm pretty sure this is actual footage of how I approached life 10 years ago.
All right, I've officially engaged in battle. My body is fighting a war. I just discovered I have a 10th autoimmune disorder. And so this is my routine. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. And if you have anything else I can add to it, I have no problem. I'm gonna be throwing spaghetti against the freaking wall, seeing what sticks, okay? So here's what I've got right now. And as you can see, it's very doable. I'm gonna do it. I can do it. I'm a solution provider. I got this, okay? I got this.
Yep, that was definitely me in full type A mode, basically waging war in my own body. And as we will learn, that fight wasn't really helping. It was just draining the little energy I had left. So now it's time to meet our skeptic, Lorie Midgley, who I really relate to on her journey of trying to find hope and more joy in life. She's navigating her own diagnoses and ready to step out of that stuck place.
Lorie's here because I am tired of the chaos, tired of the pain, of the fear of being frozen, of things not working, or being told by every doctor, well, you're just that 1 in a million case. You're like that 1 in a million, every doctor you see, you know, and it's like, we'll just give you this med or give you that med. And I am always, you know, searching for holistic, healthier ways to deal with things. As you've known me over the last decade, I've tried a lot of things, which has gotten me out of a wheelchair, right? But I want to not have the cane. I'm grateful. I feel like, you know, everybody's going through something. But I'm like, I want to be out of pain. I want to jump. I want to laugh. I want to dance. I want to roll down hills. And when you told me about Primal Trust, you know, my heart like, oh, baby.
So the resistance came.
The resistance immediately when you said Primal Trust. My biggest thing is I don't trust people. I don't even know if I trust myself anymore, right? But I don't trust people. It's the people that are closest to you that have hurt you in the past or that you've allowed to trust that have hurt you. And I don't want anybody to feel the pain and the hurt that I have felt. And I want others to be happy and lead a happy, healthy life. And I want to spread that joy, and I feel like I might be giving it, but my bucket is down below where I have to give anymore.
Absolutely. I am not a person that loves diagnosis, but I think it helps people understand what you're dealing with. So what if doctors said that 1 in a million, what if they said is happening within your body?
So I've got pretty much every autoimmune disease by every doctor that's out there, you know, Hashimoto's, fibromyalgia. You know, one doctor's like, I actually think you might even have MS. And And then my heart doctor's like AFib and you've got this, but then they're like, but it's neurological. Something's not with your brain and your heart. It's not in sync. Something's not, it's just not functioning. So let's give you these medications and let's do this or try. They're like, I don't know what to do with you, because when they give me the medications, then I had syncope and I was passing out and fainting.
So the
And
medications,
the medications,
no bueno.
yeah. And I'm just fatigued all the time. I can't walk upstairs. We did move down here where it's warmer because the cold, I just freeze. My body just says, no, you're not moving at all. And so the warmer weather's helped to where I'm, still with a cane, but it's just, nobody can say why this pain. They're like, well, your nerves are crushed. Your sympathetic and sciatic nerves are crushed, and sorry, and I'm allergic to all pain meds. And I actually think that's a good thing for me.
Thank you. What does Lorie's life look like without this?
I am out having fun, kicking ass and taking names. I'm just, I'm dancing, I'm rolling down hills, I'm playing with the grandkids, I'm going to events that I want to go to, not dreading going, ooh, can I walk that far? If they walk here and they have to walk here and they have to hike up this, ooh, I can't do it. I don't want those limitations. I want to be able to say yes.
I am so excited. I see in my mind's eye me and you rolling down a grassy knoll together and laughing our asses off.
Yes.
Like I literally do. And I also see you line dancing, which you already do, but with some limitations, but being able to do those like spins and
kick my feet up and do those fast feet switches.
Yeah. Now it's time to meet Dr. Cathleen King, a global leader in chronic illness recovery.
Primal Trust is innate safety in your body and in life itself. And of course, there's many layers to where that goes, but it starts with a sense of, I am safe at home, right here, right now, in this. The best thing about Primal Trust is it doesn't start with having to trust anyone. It starts having to trust the moment inside of you. It's internal. It's not something that you need to wait for the right person to come along or the right situation to come along or the right doctor to come along. It's available to every human, and it's been in some ways programmed out of us. It's our birthright to have innate safety in life itself. We've just forgotten how to find that. We've forgotten how to tap into our primal trust. And instead, most of us are wired with primal fear.
Yes.
Nothing's safe.
Yes.
This external source of safety that I need to somehow prove some worthiness to or forgive in a certain way, and it's over there and I'm waiting for it to come to me. It wasn't outside, it was inside, and it's always right there in every situation, even the hellish ones, even the moments where you're suffering. There is access to both the trust in the body, to this living, breathing planet, and to whatever that spark of love that created us. It's right in there. And when you find that, everything changes. Our biochemistry, our autonomic nervous system, it's almost like it opens up to a whole new instruction book. When it's tapped and reoriented to innate safety, which is our birthright, a whole new biochemical cocktail fills the body. A whole new instruction of how to flow the energy through our meridians, how to flow our blood, how our brain, body, heart is connecting and communicating. It all changes. I've seen it change instantly in people when they get this. I've seen it also take a little bit of time, and it's incremental change. But there is a master instruction of a body's innate wisdom to self-heal that's available when the way that we are oriented is aligned with that intelligence, which does not have fear. It has a sense of safety and trust in reality as it is, the messiness, the fun times, all of it. And when we are set up to resist reality, which is the programming we have, fix this, not good enough, change this, life will be better when, life would have been better if that would have happened. And what's happened is we have lost our ability to be present with what is and allow with what is happening, and frankly agree with the fact that it's happening. Not agree that we want it to necessarily happen, but we're agreeing that it is happening. So when you nod to reality itself, that this is happening, and somehow I am not going to resist it because it is. The resistance of what's happening is the insanity. We're pretending like this isn't happening, this shouldn't happen. We don't have to love it, but we have to say, okay, this is happening, and I'm going to trust that I can handle this moment. That's primal trust. In that experience, what happens is we become more conscious of our typical unconscious life. So that consciousness allows us to choose to think differently, to feel differently, and to behave differently. And it's actually the shift of thinking, feeling, and behavior that causes our identity to change. When the identity changes, the immune system, the autonomic nervous system, it gets a whole new, again, instruction manual, because we are aligned with something different. So it's actually an identity shift that has to happen for healing to happen. The nervous system work is just part of the, it paves the pathway for that conscious awareness to be like, oh, wait a minute. This isn't who I am. This isn't how I believe. This isn't how I want to interact. And we're able to course correct because we have more calm in our nervous system, which means that there's a part of our brain called the limbic system, and it's our fear center of the brain. Nervous system regulation practices help to dial down that fear response and improve access to our prefrontal cortex, which is our thinking center, our ability to be more rational, our ability to be more authentic. And so when the nervous system regulation practices dial down that amygdala and that whole limbic system, we have access to a different sense of self.
So I have a confession to make. And I feel a little bit defeated saying this. Even with all of the healing that I've done, I'm still deeply afraid of my own fear, my own pain. In fact, the last 6 months, I have had a huge backslide in my own health. And I see that I'm really good at facing happiness and joy and laughter and play. And I am not so good at facing fear, at feeling my pain. And I do want to turn it off. I do want to run from it. If I am truly honest with myself, I don't want to feel it. I would find a supplement if I could to turn it off. I would find a doctor if I could to make it go away. And so if I'm asking Lorie to be courageous and do the fearless thing, which is face your monster and be with your pain, then I can too. So I am choosing to do this 30-day experience right alongside Lorie. It's time for me to be free by facing the thing that scares me the most.
So I'm going to show you something that combines functional neurology exercises. It's a long word, but you could just call it eye yoga for short.
Eye yoga.
Eye yoga.
I can
Okay.
do yoga.
Yeah. You can do yoga with your eyes, along with your breath and with sound. The vagus nerve is a nerve that runs all through our body, but there's access point right through here. So if we are breathing and we're making a certain sound, we are stimulating the vagus nerve, and we need that nerve to get us a little bit stronger so that it improves your brain to body signaling. And it also helps to send signals of to lower inflammation and things like that. It also is going to be a big part of sending the signal that the war is over, which is the master signal. We've got to find out how to help your identity with all the trauma you've been through, with everything that's happened. How do we send that signal the war is over? I can go roll down the hill. I can do what I want. I can jump. I can dance. What you're going to do is you're going to combine the eye yoga with the VU breath. And this is what it looks like. So you can go ahead and do it with me.
Okay.
Stare at your thumb. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to do the side to side and VU at the same time. VU. I'm going to have you pause. Let's come back to center. I want you to take a breath more. That was more of a chest breath. I want you to relax. We're just going to take an easy breath into our belly And a relaxed. Good. Let's do another. I'm laughing because, like, how many people think this is woo? You're telling me that is going to help all of the autoimmune conditions and the chronic pain. Yes, I am, with certainty, and I've got thousands of case studies to prove it. So this is something we teach early on in our Primal Trust Regulate program. It's some of the earliest exercises because it actually affects the nervous system so much. And if the core issue is the autonomic nervous system signaling, the brain signaling to the body, and this is impacting it right away, you already felt it, it might be a little bit of like, of course it's going to shift your biochemistry. And that's all we need to do. We just need to start shifting your biochemistry.
Now Dr. Cathleen King is going to share with us how to use brain retraining. What we do is we start by becoming aware of what's happening inside, and then we learn through the power of breath how to truly be present. One of the main patterns in chronic stress or chronic illness is that we often try to run away from the present moment. And so here we're learning to feel safe right here, right now. And then finally, through visualization, we can see the version of ourselves we believe we are, or even reframe our past into a gentler light. So the last part is the pain reprocessing, learning to sit with the pain. And Dr. Cathleen King is having Lorie actually paint a picture in her mind of her pain. And she's describing it in knots and knives. And even though she keeps trying to make it look like a nicer picture, Dr. Cat is actually encouraging her to stay with what it appears, not to change it, not to judge it. And that, I can see visually, is incredibly difficult for Lorie as she is trying to process her pain and accept it for what it is. Now that Lorie understands the basics and the tools, this is where it starts. This is where Lorie gets to practice and implement this into her own life.
So over these last 30 days, I dove into the Primal Trust experience. At first, I was really overwhelmed by all the information, all the science, but having a one-on-one mentor for me helped me really truly understand and break it down into bite-sized, doable steps and pieces that I felt I could do every day. I learned to journal out all those messy feelings and just let them go, which was really hard for me. But she helped me understand that you're just getting it out and then tearing it up and shredding it. So it was so healing once I got past that initial discomfort. I then practiced the nervous system regulation, things like the VU breath and the gentle eye movements, kind of tugging on my ear a little bit, to get myself really present. And that was the big thing, being present with myself, not judging what I felt or saw or anything like that. As I layered in the awareness with the breathing and the visualization, I really started seeing my pain differently. Instead of pushing it away, I learned to sit with it, watch it, feel it, enjoy its weird, funky pictures that I would put in. But it actually started to shift and it became less scary. Now I'm noticing little improvements, like I can take a few steps without my cane. And to me, that's huge, even if I have to have a wall that's close by. But that's the essence of the things that I have been doing to really try to rewire my brain for pain.
So just like Lorie shared her journey, I'm sharing mine. I did the same process, the journaling, the breathing, the being present, the one-on-one mentoring, and most importantly, sitting with my pain without trying to change it, just embracing it. because I know that if I can do that, that's where true freedom is. And maybe, just maybe, in that freedom, my body can finally relax and start to heal. It's time to check in with Lorie after 30 days. Let's go see how she's doing.
Drum roll, right?
Right.
All right, Lorie, it's been about 35, 40-ish days.
Yeah.
I want to hear it all.
Well, and it has been a journey. It has been amazing. Lindsay, my one-on-one coach, was amazing and really helped me focus on the things that I couldn't wrap my brain around, or things that were, to me, against like lying to myself. Like, you know how people always say, I am beautiful, tell yourself in the mirror. And I'm like, I could never say that one because I didn't believe it. And so for me, that was not a truth. Which then I was like, can't trust myself because I'm trying to tell myself these things, right?
Wow.
And she helped me reframe my thought process on that, which was amazing. And I think that helped a ton in how I could then move forward.
What were some of the messages that you had to tell yourself to shift this neurocircuitry of pain, inflammation, dis-ease, etc.? What were those truths?
Well, that it was okay, and that, like, you know, through the writing, I told you before that I struggled with writing because I don't want anybody to read it, even though I'm going to rip it up if somebody's around. Like, I don't want to write like I'm in there writing like secret. Is anybody looking? Is anybody, even though I know that they're not going to see it and I'm going to rip it up or whatever, right? It's just the process of like letting go. But the hardest thing for me was to be. Because I would squirrel, and I was listening to one of Jonathan's things or whatever. He's like, when you squirrel or you start ruminating and worrying about the future or the past, and to try to just be. But I found that at work, I could do that really easy when I was in nature. That I was bouncing along the cart, like it was just crazy. Like, and it was like, oh, that hurt. And I was like, but that's okay. I'm like, it was a bump in the road and it'll be fine. Like,
a bump in the road, literally.
It literally, exactly.
That's funny.
But it was crazy because I was just like, yeah, the pain's there and it's okay. Because look at that beautiful dragonfly that just flew by. It was this beautiful bright orange dragonfly. And then I found myself looking for things of gratitude versus, if I couldn't focus on me, I could focus on the nature and the beauty of the trees and the cicadas or whatever it is that's singing in the trees and the hummingbirds. You know what I mean? Like, I could focus on that, and I didn't have to focus on me and my pain.
You look different. You don't look the same. You look like you have radiance and hope and vitality. And when you walked in the first time, you looked like you had been beaten up in life.
Yeah, there's just more of you. There's more of you. I mean, I saw the beauty there, and I saw that the overarching theme was suffering. And what you're discovering is the two truths that you have to come in contact with to heal, which is, ouch, that hurt, and gosh, this is such a beautiful day, and wow, I'm really struggling with this today, and I'm also so grateful that I have this in my life. There's always two truths, and the consciousness that can hold those two truths is the one that can turn off the alarm bell in the body, where there doesn't need to be this ongoing war. It's just the experience of humanity, the both and when we reroute our thinking, our beliefs, how we're talking to ourselves to encompass the both and, the inflammation starts to go down in the body, the pain neurocircuitry starts to shift. But ultimately it's a reorientation of the way you personally view reality. And it's not about lying to yourself. It's about looking beyond just the suffering pathway or what's wrong. There's more than that, and you'll find that there's a lot more than just the pain in your knee today. There's so much more, and that signals a different circuitry in the body, and it creates a sense of wholeness because you're getting in touch with more of you, the more of you, the radiant being, the one that's experiencing love the one that's experiencing the joy of nature and the one that might be experiencing some pain.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for these last 30 days. We've learned to accept more parts of ourselves, and by allowing ourselves to feel safe enough to face our pain and our fears, we're seeing real progress. I'm noticing that I'm not rushing to fix every little thing in my body anymore. And Lorie's even taking steps without needing her cane. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna celebrate. We're going to roll down that hill and dance to her favorite song and fully embrace this new chapter. We owe a huge thank you to Primal Trust and Dr. Cathleen King for their incredible guidance and helping us feel safe in our own bodies again. And if you want to join her new program, 40-Day Regulate, or explore her traditional online programs that combine knowledge, tools, and community, check out her website for details. Just go to primaltrust.org or click the link in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next.